Hello and what's up, my people? How are you all doing? I hope you've been fantastic. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In case you're new here, my name is Phylis Kungu, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for coming back. I really appreciate you. So today it's another day, it's another video. I know I've stayed for some days without posting, but here I am. I've been busy with work, but finally I am here. So welcome so much into this video. Today is story time. I want to give you a story of my life. It's not a really interesting story. It's a story I've not told anyone. If I have, I think I've just told one person. Yeah, I think so. It's not a very beautiful story that I wanted to really share with anyone because I felt like okay, it made me feel so bad. So let's go to the straight to the story. This is a story of how I almost got someone tried to get intimate with me. And I'm sorry in case the person might watch this video, I don't know, but it was a dad to one of my friends, and it happened when I was in form 3, third time. I happened to be sent home because of school fees. I had some balance, and from where we were staying, it was some distance to get to my home. So after I left school, I called my dad, and he told me he was going to organize something. He told me to wait. The receipts were on the way. So I decided to go hang around to one shop. The shop belonged to one of my friend's parents. So I got to that shop. I told them what my dad had told me. I needed somewhere to wait. And unfortunately, I didn't get the mother. I just found the dad. So we were there beating stories and asking me how school was going and the likes. So we talked lots of things, but it was that kind of daughter daddy conversation. And I remember it was on a Saturday. Yes, it was on a Saturday, and before the receipts could come, it got late, so I couldn't go back to school. So the man told me, since my wife is coming, I'd prefer you sleep at our place. Then tomorrow is a Sunday, you can go to church. Then on Monday, you're going to go back to school. By then, the receipts will have arrived here. And fair enough, I saw that's okay because after all, these are people that I trust, and they are parents to my friend. So I saw no problem with me going to spend the 2 days, the 2 nights at their home place. So the mother came, and we talked, and it was at around 7 that we went home. This was a homestead that maybe I was used to going when the schools were closed, but the lady was not there. She was at school because she was also in high school. So I went, they prepared supper, and I remember the man remained behind. So we left with the lady. Yeah, so we went, prepared supper, we took supper, watched some news, and then went to bed. This was a one bedroom house, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, it was a one bedroom house. So I had to sleep on the couch, and I slept. The lady also went to bed, but the guy had not yet come home. So later, it was around 10 or 11, I had the guy come. He came, opened the door. I was just listening, but I was pretending to be dumb asleep. And I was listening to what he was doing. He went to the kitchen, served himself food. He came and started eating on the couch, one of the couch in the sitting room, that is. So after he finished eating, I was not yet asleep. I had the guy lift my head. I don't know where he took the pillow from. He lifted my head and placed my head on the pillow, covered me well, and I was like, I don't think this is really necessary. I was feeling so uncomfortable and I wouldn't even dare open my eyes. I was just there pretending I was damn asleep because trust me, I was feeling so uncomfortable because this is a man. Like, why is he behaving like he cares so much? And the wife is in the bedroom, she's sleeping. So after he lifted my head, placed me on the pillow well, covered me well, I could still feel the guy was there staring at me, and I was feeling nervous, very nervous. And he stayed there for around 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Then I had him place his hand on my cheeks. Oh my goodness. I hate remembering that day because this was a man I took as a father. So after doing all that, he went to bed, he slept. The following day was on a Sunday, and in the morning, imagine I wouldn't even face him. I was feeling bad about him. So they asked me, "Are you going to church or something?" I said no. Like, I didn't want to go. You know those churches that so many people you're there and they're asking you, why are you not in school? Why are you not in school? Blah blah blah. Okay, I was avoiding such questions, so I never went to church. So I remained behind. So they went to church. I was there, and I prepared lunch for them. They had this shop, so after church, they would go to the shop and open. I won't mention what kind of job they were doing because I know this lady might be watching me, and I've never really shared this with her because of some reasons. I've never told her, and I'm not intending to let her know. So, in case she's watching, I don't want to mention the kind of shop they were running. So, after they had come from church, they went, opened the shop. So I had prepared lunch. I took lunch for them, and after giving them lunch, I decided to go back home. So when I was on the way, I looked behind and I saw the guy behind me, and I was like, oh my, this guy is following me back home. I've just taken lunch for them. So why is he kinda coming back home? Considering what he had been doing the previous night, I felt like, well, this is so unsafe. I don't know if I'm going to the house. What do I do? So the house happened to have two doors, the front door and the back door. So I entered through the front door and I went straight through the back door, went to the rooftop. There were clothes there, and I started pretending I was hanging clothes. I was buying time because I knew this guy had come maybe to take something. So I was buying myself time. By the time I'm getting down, he will have gone. So I stayed. I'm telling you, I stayed for around 20 minutes up there, just admiring the small town. Yeah, so I stayed there, and it was about time I estimated this guy, if he had come to take something, or if something there's something he needed, by now he is gone. So I went back down to the house. So after entering the house, I had someone in the washroom. So that's why I knew, oh, the guy is still here. He has not gone anywhere. Wait. Semeni kuogopa, semeni kufeel woga. I was feeling, oh my God, do I go out again? He will suspect that I'm avoiding him or something. So I went straight to the sitting room. I just started watching something on the TV, and it's that time that he came. So he started talking to me, Phyllis, this and this. I and my family, we love you so much. You've been so good to our daughter. You've been such a good example, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we know you're smart, like education-wise. and I would really like to support you with the school fees. Hi. I didn't really get what all this was coming from, since I had not asked for his help. I had not asked for him to pay for my school fees. I didn't really get what all these stories were coming from. So he was talking, and in some kind of ways tried to show me that I'm kind of better than their daughter. Eish. Plus, I was young, I was naive, but obviously this is getting to somewhere. It's getting to somewhere. So he started telling me about his riches. He owns land, I don't know where. He has some other jobs, I don't know where. He can support me if I let him. Blah, 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 blah. So many stories. If you already, when a guy is interested and the kind of stories they might even come up with. And most of them, 90% are maybe lies. If I'm not wrong, I stand to be corrected. So I just listened and listened, and I was not answering any of his questions. And at this point, he moved from the couch he was sitting on, and he came to the couch that I was sitting on, and he continued talking. And I told him, "Nimesikia, I have heard. I took my books now. I think I want to study a little bit before tomorrow comes, and I'll go back to school." And it's that at this point that the guy told me, "You know what? Can you give me a hug?" Oh my God. I was really wishing that the world would open up and swallow me whole. I was really, really scared. I didn't know what to do. But I told him, no, like, why are you hugging me? If your wife was here, would you still do the same thing? Yeah, I would. I'm just hugging you as a dad to you, as a father to you, for the love of Christ. And hey, for heaven's sake, this was a saved man. And I told him, no, I'm not really comfortable hugging you. As a matter of fact, please go back to your seat. And it was at this point he tried to forcibly hug me. Oh my God. By now, you know me. I'm very tiny. It's now about 6 years or so ago. You can imagine how tiny I was. And this guy was huge. You can imagine this huge guy trying to forcibly hug the tiny me. What? I was trying to push him, and he was there trying to, kunishika kwa nguvu, like he was holding me, yeah, with lots of force. And I don't know if that English is right. And it's that point that I told him, you know what? I'm going to shout. Continue doing this. I'm going to shout, and I'm going to let your wife know everything you're doing. Like, I'm at the age of your daughter. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Well, after nimeambia the guy I'm going to report it to his wife, or rather I'm going to shout, he told me, you know what? That was just a Christian hug or something. There's no need of telling my wife about anything. You don't have to shout. Actually, I'll be on my way out. That time I felt relieved, and sure, he went out. I was like, you know what? I can't even stay in this house. I can't spend another night in this house with this guy, because I can't even face him. I don't even want to face his wife. After he went, I just took my uniform, dressed up, took my bag, went back to school. I even didn't tell the wife. I didn't tell them anything. I just went back to school, found the gate lady, and she was like, why are you coming back to school on a Sunday? So of course I lied, because I didn't want some cases to extend. I lied about something I won't tell you, so that the gate woman would stop being suspicious or something. And I told her that my receipts would come the following day. I had also called my dad with someone's phone, and I told him, uh, please, if the receipts are coming tomorrow, let them find me at school, because I've gone back. Since that day, I never stepped my foot in that person's shop. I never stepped my foot in that person's house. And I was feeling so bad because this girl, she was one of my very, very close friends. Uh, Sometimes she used to ask me, mbona ukujangi kwetu? Mbona hadi ukujangi kwa shop? Why don't you come these days? And I was like, no, I've just been busy. Lakini, I'm fine. There's nothing bad. But of course, I was lying. I never went back there. And that's how it went down. And I felt like this guy really wanted to take advantage of me, which was very wrong, very wrong. And in case you're watching this video, because I know he might watch. Shame on you. Yeah, it was wrong, by the way. So that's my story. It was not a nice one. That's my story of how someone tried to forcefully get intimate with me. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know if you've ever found yourself in the same situation or maybe our situation. Thank you so much for watching this video. In case you haven't subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe and support your girl. Until next time, goodbye.